What's up, YouTube? Welcome to iIrvingTV here with another video for y'all, and I hope everybody's having a good and beautiful day. And as you see behind me, if you haven't noticed, I rearranged some stuff in the chill room, and the reason why, because you know I can fit the green screen behind me and all that stuff with no issue. So if you notice that, that's why. And for today's video, I want to talk about E3 and all the games that stuck out to me, and some of the games that I'm excited for. Like I did a video similar to this last year during 2018's E3 conferences, and I just finished watching all the conferences today. Not all at once, but I just finished watching the last conference today, so I wanted to make this video. So here we go. But before we go ahead and start this video, for anybody that just stumbled across my video, I'm currently on the road to 100 subscribers. So if you like what you see, go ahead and press the like button, and go ahead and press the subscribe button and press that bell, so that way you can get the latest videos from me as well. So let's get started, and I have them all written down on this list right here. So and I'm not going in any particular order. So here we go. So the first one on my list, of course, is Lego Star Wars: The Complete Skywalker Saga. I grew up on Lego Star Wars. I remember when the first one came out. I think it came out around the time when Avengers of the Sith came out. So I think it came out either you know, that same year, or I think it came out like a year after that. I know it was like not too far apart, but that was a very exciting game for me, especially the second one with the original trilogy on there. Didn't really play Complete Saga. It was just really both games, you know, put together. And of course, you have the third Lego Star Wars, which I only played the demo of. It was the Clone Wars one, but I should really go ahead and play that. But I'm very excited for that. So that's that. And then obviously we have Jedi Fallen Order. Excuse the squeakiness in my chair, but we have Jedi Fallen Order, which I did a reaction video for the gameplay. So if you haven't seen that already, go ahead and check that out on my channel. Next up, we have Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I never really got into the Dragon Quest series. But when I did see this game though, while watching E3, it looked pretty interesting to me. Seemed laid back, but it did have action in there and all that kind of stuff. So that game stuck out to me. So I'm excited for that. So I think I might actually go ahead and get that game when it comes out. So I didn't play the first Builders, nor have I really, like I said, I haven't played any Dragon Quest games, but it looks really good, so I definitely will be getting that. That leads up to Final Fantasy VII Remake. And the reason why I'm excited for that, because that's one of the most popular, I believe it's one of the most popular Final Fantasy games. So for them to be doing a remake, and I never really got into Final Fantasy other than the current one, but I really don't play that one that much, and somebody's borrowing it. But because they're doing a remake on it, I was like, you know what, this is the perfect time to start getting the Final Fantasy a little bit more. So I'm definitely getting the 7 remake, so I'm definitely getting that. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm definitely getting that, but I'm definitely excited for it. I don't want to say, you know, I'm excited to get it and that I end up not getting it, because last year I had a list of games I was excited for, and I only got like 25% on that list. So anyway, let's move on. Next up is Gears 5. I've been a fan of the Gears of War series since the first one. So for the 5th one to be coming out, very excited for that. And it looks like they're not going another direction, but it seems like they're doing something a little bit different but good different. So I'm excited for that. So I can't wait for that. Obviously multiplayer as well. So and that leads up to my next one, which is Halo Infinite. I've been a huge fan, well, always been a fan of the Halo series. I read the books and all that stuff, the expanded universe. So play all the Halo games. The only one I haven't played yet is Halo Wars 2, which I'm actually planning on getting and putting that on the channel if y'all want me to. So I'll go ahead and do that, but I'm definitely excited for Halo Infinite. I like to see how this story concludes. Guardian, it wasn't bad. I had fun, but it didn't turn out the way that I thought it was gonna be. So It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it could have been better. But it still was a good game, especially multiplayer, of course. So that's that. Next up, Cyberpunk 2077. Last year they showed some gameplay for that. This year they promoted a little bit more. But the most exciting revelation, the most exciting reveal of it, that Keanu Reeves is going to be in the game. So that was like the most important, the most exciting part of Cyberpunk 2077 that they showed. So there's that. And then next up I have is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which apparently is supposed to be like an open world Dragon Ball Z game. They didn't talk about it too much, but I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, so of course I'm excited for that. And then next up is the Avengers video game, and I know some people have mixed opinions and mixed things to say about it, but the game looks really good. I know they haven't really shown no gameplay of it yet, but you know, it's nice to have an Avengers video game. You know, a lot of video games that come out, the popular Marvel video games is obviously Spider-Man. You know, they always focus on Spider-Man. I mean, of course they have other Marvel video games, but the biggest one has always been Spider-Man. So it's nice to know that they focus on other, you know, they're focused on other aspects of the Marvel universe as well. So that's that. And then next up I have on the list is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Now I didn't play the previous Ghost Recon, but this one looks really good. When they showed the gameplay, I think it was last month, I think, or a couple weeks back, because they revealed the gameplay before E3, but when they showed that gameplay, it looked really good. And you know, I do like the Ghost Recon series way back before, you know, before Advanced Warfare or Advanced Warfighter, I forgot what it was called, but you know, the original Ghost Recon, you know, on the original Xbox, you know, we control like 3, 4, 5 different squads and all that. No, I know people that's a big fan of the Ghost Recon series remembers that, so definitely excited for that. And then the next game I have on this list is Watch Dogs Legion. Now, I like the first Watch Dogs, but once I was finished with the story, I did get a little bit to the multiplayer, but it wasn't as what I thought it was. It wasn't a bad game, but it was like, it could have been so much better. And then I didn't play the second one, but the third one, Legion, looks good. You can play as different characters, and there's permadeath, but then you can carry on that story to somebody else. And the most part, the biggest part that stood out to me was the fact you could play as an old lady. That was the funniest part, that you could play as an old lady and she assassinating people and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was pretty good. And then that leads up to Rainbow Six Quarantine. Now, I didn't see no gameplay. I don't remember if they showed it on like another part or whatever, but they did show the trailer, and I thought it was interesting because for the most part, when it comes to Rainbow Six, it always been anti-terrorism and all that kind of stuff. But to see them take a different approach to it, seems like, I don't think it's going to be zombies, but it's going to be like a different approach. You know, there's still a big following behind Siege. You know, that's still pretty popular. I only played it a few times on the PC, but that looks pretty interesting. Next up is Gods and Monsters, which is by Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, however you say it. It looks pretty interesting. Well, it looks pretty beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild, honestly, with the graphics and everything. So it kind of reminds me of that, but I think it's gonna be obviously it's not gonna be Breath of the Wild, but I want to see. I'm going to be keeping my eye out on that game. I'm not saying I'm super excited, but that one did stuck out to me, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. And then next, of course, is Elder Scrolls Blades. Now, I'm not super huge on the Elder Scrolls. No, I'm not super huge on Fallout, although those games are fun. I never really beat them, but those games are fun to me. And the reason why this stands out, because it's exclusively for the Switch. So I'm like, oh, this is nice. You know, I could play some Elder Scrolls. I'm out and about. I mean, they did in a re-releasing Skyrim for the Switch, but it's nice to know that they're getting their own You know, the Switch is getting a dedicated game, a dedicated Elder Scrolls for it. So that's that. And then that leads up to Ghostwire Tokyo, which is by the same studio that also made shoot, I can't think of that game. What was it? Give me 1 second. Okay, it was The Evil Within. Same makers of that game. So it looks pretty good. They only show a trailer for it. They didn't show no gameplay, but like I said, this game stuck out to me. And then next up we have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It's a remake of the original, except when I saw the gameplay, which I actually saw today, I said it looks pretty good. I'm more of a fan of the 3D type Legend of Zelda games, but this one stuck out a little bit to me, so definitely excited for that. And then of course they just announced that they're making a sequel to Breath of the Wild, so we probably won't be getting that, knowing Nintendo. We probably won't be getting that till at the earliest late 2020. We probably won't be getting that game this year, but probably late 2020, early 2021, because you know Breath of the Wild, the first one, you know, it was in development for a while, so probably won't be getting that for a while, but I'm definitely excited for that. Which I wonder, like, how can you top that? Like, Breath of the Wild was amazing, so I'm not gonna say it's gonna be hard to top it, but it's like you gotta do some amazing things to top that without making it seem like the same game, but whatever. So next is the content that's coming out for Super Smash Brothers. Now they have Dragon Quest, the characters from Dragon Quest coming in there, which is cool, but the one that stuck out to me was Banjo and Kazooie. And the reason why that stands out to me, because as a kid, both me and my sister used to play that game a lot for the 64, so I'm excited for those characters coming on Super Smash Brothers. So that's that. And then next up, which is a game I'm not super excited for, not for me, but for my partner, and that's Animal Crossing, because she don't really play video games, but she do like the, you know, the casual games, you know, you just check on your town and all that kind of stuff. Like, she even play Pokemon, so she like games that doesn't allow a lot of reaction time, you know, like you be laid back or whatever. But I'm excited for that more for her because it's coming out for the Switch, so I thought, you know, she'll probably like that. And then next up, speaking of Pokemon, is Pokemon Sword and Shield. They didn't reveal it at E3. It was revealed before E3, but they still touched on that a little bit. And it looks amazing, honestly. It looks great. I mean, I know we had the previous Pokemon games that was for the Switch. I heard it wasn't, I haven't played it yet. I heard it wasn't bad, but I heard it was like lacking of something. I forgot exactly what people say, but it just looks incredible. We're talking about Sword and Shield, so that's that. And then the final thing on my list is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. That's coming out for the Switch, so you know, you can be out and about, you know, playing as Spider-Man or whatever Marvel character you like. So I'm very excited for that. So but that concludes my list of all the games that stuck out to me in E3, and also some of the games that I'm excited for. I know my explanations kind of suck, but that's all the games that I'm looking out for. I think there's a couple that I missed, but yeah, but that's it for today's video. And as usual, if you like this video, go ahead and press the like button. If you dislike this video, hopefully you didn't, but if you did dislike this video, go ahead and press the dislike button, because I always appreciate honesty. Drop a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, promoting peace, gaming, and wings.